Well, joining us live from New York is Daniel Hamermesh. He is Emeritus Professor of Economics at the University of Texas at Austin. And the Commissioner of the Labour Statistics Bureau, who's being fired, Erica McIntarfer, was previously his student. Daniel, good to have you with us. So look, Trump now says he's going to fire Erica McIntarfer, claiming her latest jobs report was rigged to show weak numbers. Do you think we're about to see an erosion of the independence of data like job reports, just because Trump doesn't like the reality of the numbers?
It's not just the jobs report. What's going to happen when, as I fully expect, inflation heats up because of Trump's tariffs? This is going to happen in the next few months. Is he going to do the same thing about that? And so, yes, this is the beginning of a slippery slope toward a lack of trust in data which underlie economic policy and affect how we think about the economy.
Yeah, and it's interesting because these Labour Department figures show that employers only added 73,000 jobs last month. That's well short of the 115,000 predicted. And the unemployment rate also rose to about 4.2%. What impact, Daniel, are these job losses having on the US economy then?
Let's be very careful. First of all, 113 or 73,000 in 1 month doesn't make a difference. The issue is that over the last 6 months, job growth has slowed a bit. Unemployment has not picked up very much. The reason is about 800,000 fewer people are looking for work now than was true a year ago. So the economy, there's no question it's slowed. I don't think we've seen most of the effects of that yet. I fear, however, that we will be seeing more of those in the next 6 months or so. That's the real concern. Not 1 month, but rather a series of data.
Yeah, and Trump, of course, produced no evidence for the allegations of data rigging, but insisted that the US economy is booming under his watch. But the report does raise questions, Daniel, about the state of the labour market since Trump's return to office.
It certainly does. But he had no argument in favor of this. He didn't like the numbers, that's all. In other words, it is a blatant lie. I hate to say the president of the United States lied, but in this case, anybody who knows anything about these data knows that these have been produced in the same way since 1948. And most people have the highest confidence in these numbers of any of the data that the federal government produces. And moreover, they are the model for similar data worldwide. We're the leader in producing good data that people trust. Other countries do the same thing based upon our example.
Yeah, and that's an important point you make, Daniel, because if Trump continues to politicize the collection of independent data, how much does this then undermine confidence in the US economy, even the US dollar? Because global markets, analysts, they all need to be confident, as you say, that the US data is independent and also trustworthy.
Certainly, it's one of many, many things underlying confidence in the U.S. economy. Look, the back and forth on tariffs that he's been through in the last 4 or 5 months, that certainly makes people uncertain about where we're going, and it reduces our influence. In the end, it hurts the dollar, because who wants to hold a currency? Who wants to pay for things in a currency where you don't know what's going to happen to it in the next few months because of the erratic policy of the government that backs it? So this is just one of many, many steps that helps weaken the United States. This is an attempt to weaken the U.S. Whether willy-nilly or not, it does.
Daniel Hamermesh, really good to talk to you. Thank you for talking to Al Jazeera. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.